Hey, y'all, listen. Welcome in the building, okay, people? It is Monday Night Trending Topics. We got stuff to talk about. And listen, the title is called Justice, Tragedy, and Outrage. Justice, Tragedy, and Outrage. So this story is so heartbreaking to me because I don't understand how this generation is so trusting that they will meet somebody online, go and meet this person, don't tell anybody where they're going. Beautiful teen met somebody online, went to go meet this person, and I think within hours of probably meeting her, he took her life. And the family was looking for her for weeks. He went to his lawyer. He turned himself in. He's locked up, but what does that matter? A family is missing their daughter. Schoolmates are missing their friend. It's very sad, but we're going to talk about it. I just don't know how do we stop these teens from going to meet people that they met online. It's very sad. Then we're going to talk about a story where a father's life was taken in front of his kids. It was his baby mother's new boyfriend took his life. Listen, I don't understand these people that you broke up with somebody and you want to take the ex's life. Like just like that, the dentist and the wife that got killed in their home. Her ex-husband killed them. We got the Ramika Blackman story, where her ex-girlfriend took her life. And do you know that man? I just couldn't even do the story because I'm sick of him. His name is Carlos. Do you know on Facebook he posted a picture of Ramika and their son talking about how he missed how much they always used to do stuff together. Excuse me, sir? I wonder how that fool in the jail feels. I'm sure one of her friends had to tell her. I wonder how she feels now. Already had one of his babies, pregnant in the jail with another one of his kids, and he online talking about how much he missed Marika, the love of his life. But the new boyfriend killed the father of her children in front of the kids. People are losing their natural mind. And then the last story we're going to talk about is a coach for Tuskegee College basketball. He was handcuffed, not arrested. Handcuffed in front of his own team, handcuffed in front of the opposing team, handcuffed in front of all kind of spectators, never arrested, all because he asked the security, which were police, to please get the people. You know how once the game is over and each team, they line up and they just slap each other 5? It was a basketball game. The football team for the opposing side lined up to tap the other team's hand. And he was like, that's dangerous. Why are they lining up? They're not basketball players. They wasn't a part of this game. They're the football players. I'm telling y'all, for real, something needs to be done about these sports. It's out of control. And it's not right. Listen, it's time for me to bring it on in the building, because I'm gonna keep it short because I just did a whole 2 hours with Royer. If y'all missed it, we recap the Real Housewives of Potomac. Go on either one of our channels, go back and watch if you like. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring the people on in the building. I need a what in the chat? I need a choo choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It is Monday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. The title is called Justice, Tragedy, and Outrage. We got the teen that was found dead, the father gone, shot in front of his kids, and the coach that was handcuffed, not charged with anything. And now he talking about he going to see, thinking about suing. And I ain't mad at him. Let me bring the people on in the building. Hey, Savannah.
Hey, Tiva.
Hey, Julius.
Hey, everybody. Hit the like button for the diva.
Hey, in my opinion.
Hey, diva. Choo choo.
You choo. Oops, I hit the wrong thing. All right, y'all. We're going to go ahead and get right into the story. I always like to do the stories that kind of have the videos attached to them first, so that the video won't hold up my my thing. Let's pull this one up. I guess we might as well deal with the coach first, because that's the first video I pulled up. Let me go ahead and start.
I want to take you to a shocking scene at today's Tuskegee Morehouse men's basketball game in Atlanta. Check it out. The video on your screen, you can see Tuskegee head coach Benji Taylor being placed in handcuffs following the Golden Tigers' loss. You can see Taylor and a law enforcement officer having a conversation. Before the officer pulls out the handcuffs, Taylor is seemingly smiling in disbelief. You can see that there. And Taylor releasing the following statement: "I am at a loss for words, and I am upset about how I was violated and treated today. For my players, my family, and people of Tuskegee to witness that is heartbreaking for me. I was simply trying to get the football team out of the handshake line as they were following right behind me and the team yelling obscenities. It was a very, very dangerous situation." Now, we have reached out to Morehouse College for further information. It remains unclear which law enforcement agency handcuffed Taylor and how long the coach was detained, but Tuskegee confirms that Coach Taylor did get back on the bus towards Macon County.
Is that not sad? Is that not sad? Savannah, can you go ahead and tell me some of your thoughts? I got to pull up the article again. It went away.
Yes, ma'am. My first question is, what level of law enforcement was that officer that handcuffed him? Was this a hired school official, or was this a local law enforcement? So I did have that question when the video was playing. However, I don't know the temperature that society is in right now. It's all they're quick to draw instead of use reasoning skills, or this. He had no regard of his environment, of his, and when I say he, I mean the police officer had no regard of the environment, the location he was in. They had children and spectators looking. It would have been easier to remove the coach with whatever was going on. I guess we'll find out more in the article. But I didn't see him doing anything that was threatening. I didn't see him putting his hands on anyone, nothing that warranted him to be placed in handcuffs immediately. And this is why law enforcement officials have this bad rap of mistrust in communities of minorities, where they're quicker to react and not defend, or try to lower the temperature of whatever the situation is that was going on. And at a basketball game, if the coach had did something which was threatening in manner or was physical that warranted the handcuffs to be placed on him, then we could have looked at the coach and been like, okay, something here, bad behavior again by adult in front of, but it is absolutely sad that this, in the beginning of Black History Month, that this type of story is going to come out, especially a HBCU. And I mean, this wasn't even a blowout of a loss. So I don't understand what the issue, what happened between these two adults that warranted the coach to be placed in handcuffs.
Yeah, it
It's
was no.
disgusting.
It's disgusting and exactly what you're saying. So Tuskegee coach hired civil rights attorneys after being handcuffed following a 77-69 loss at Morehouse. Tuskegee University men's basketball coach Benji Taylor has retained a team of prominent civil rights attorneys after he was cuffed and escorted off the court following his team's 77-69 loss to Morehouse College on Saturday night. Taylor hired nationally known civil rights attorney Harry Daniels, along with attorneys Gregory Renaud Williams and Gerard Griggs, after an incident that occurred immediately following the Division II HBCU matchup in Atlanta. Video of the encounter recorded by fans and shared widely on social media has gone viral and sparked national attention. According to the attorneys, the incident began during the post-game handshake when players from Morehouse football team allegedly entered the court and intermingled with Tuskegee players and parents. Taylor, concerned about what he viewed as aggressive behavior, asked an officer on the scene to remove the football players from the court. Conference mandated security protocols prohibit non-basketball personnel from being on the court during post-game activities, including the handshake line. A fan recorded video shows football players high-fiving the basketball team as Taylor voices his concern to an officer. When Taylor approached the officer again, asked that the protocols be enforced in an effort to calm what he believed was an increasingly dangerous situation, the officer instead placed Taylor in handcuffs and escorted him off the court. Taylor was never charged with a crime. This would be bad for a police officer to treat anyone like this, Daniel said in a statement. But to do it to a man like Coach Taylor, a highly respected professional and role model, to put him in handcuffs, humiliate him, and treat him like a criminal in front of his team, his family, and a gym full of fans is absolutely disgusting, and they need to be held accountable. Daniel said Taylor was acting to protect his players and de-escalate the situation. Coach Taylor is a good man who did the right thing, Daniel says, and this officer put him in chains for his troubles. On Monday, the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference released a statement saying that it determined that Morehouse College did not satisfy the required safety standards for a host institution in connection with crowd control. The conference has fined Morehouse an undisclosed amount and has required the university to make corrective security measures. So that tells you right there, too, that the other coach was right. Taylor has spent 35 years coaching basketball and has served as Tuskegee's head coach since 2019. His attorneys said they are investigating all legal options, including the possibility of a civil lawsuit. And I think in his case, rightfully so. Savannah, do you want to say anything else?
Yes, ma'am. I say add more lawyers to that lineup and sue the crap out of that school because they violated his civil rights. He wasn't acting unruly. He was trying to diffuse a situation that he saw was incorrect because football players don't belong on the court during a basketball game, and this could have quickly escalated into something into a mayhem. So add more lawyers to your lineup and sue them. I agree.
I agree. Julius, your thoughts?
Well, this HBCU about to lose mad money. I'm being blunt. They about to lose mad money. Why? We saw a video. He was literally putting his hands out to, and we all have done this, to tell the parties, okay, that's enough, calm down, you know. We saw that. Correct me if I'm wrong. And they decided to handcuff him, but not the instigators. So are we in this? I guess now we're in the main season of instigators getting off scot-free while the people who trying to de-escalate it get handcuffed. Okay, great. Like Savannah said, he needs to add more lawyers to his roster and get his coins.
Thank you. Katrina, your thoughts?
Hey Diva, hey panel, hey chat. Yes, I mean the thing of it is, what you did to this man was like it was totally embarrassing. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he felt embarrassed. Like, why am I being handcuffed in front of my students, in front of my, in front of my boys? For what reason? When I'm trying to protect them so nothing would happen. Actually, he's simply seeing that people were getting aggressive, so he's trying to stop a action before it starts. And this man handcuffing him, like for what? Was he all up in your face? Was he finna hit you? Was he finna fight you? Was he finna do anything like that to? I mean, like assault you or anything like that. So why did he have to go in handcuffs? If anything, you should have pulled him to the side and say, look, I'm finna handle this and just calm down, calm down. If he was upset, just calm down. But handcuffing him, I don't blame him. He needs to sue them because that was totally disgraceful. It doesn't make any sense for him to do that to that guy, especially when he was trying to stop a situation from happening. That's your job. That's not even his job. And he's seen it was finna happen. So if he telling you this, why not handle that situation instead of putting him in handcuffs? So yes, I think they do need to he do need to sue them because you embarrassed this man and you embarrassed him for nothing. That's all I.
Thank you. In my opinion, your thoughts?
So I think it's sad that in this day and age that we still have to do this and have conversations about this, especially at HBCU school. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always undervalued by people. And to know that this man is one of the men that actually help kids at this school get scholarships, find different things for the programs of education that they study in at, and for him to be treated like this is really low bar, I will say.
Mhm.
I feel like they had no reason to arrest him, so they just did this to shame him.
Mm.
And it's sad to know that there are still some people out here who thinks like this. But we have to realize that there is somebody that has been putting these people up on the pedestal and letting them know that it's okay to act like this. And that's what our laws are for, to protect our rights when they are misused and misused. So I am fully behind this man. File all the charges, okay? I want you to sue everybody. Start off with the police officer, then go to the police station. Go ahead while you at it and sue the school for good measure because nobody protected you.
I agree. Thank you, everybody. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and roll into the next story. And this next story is unfortunately a teen that lost her life by going to meet someone that she met online. Let me see. Let's do this one first.
We start on this Sunday night with breaking news, a devastating update in the case of a missing 17-year-old girl from Fishers. Hailey Buzbee is believed to be dead, and police now have a suspect in custody. For 4 weeks now, there has been an intense search for the teenager. And just within the last hour, Fishers police held a news conference saying with the evidence they have today, Hailey will not be coming home. Our Brandon Schaff is live in Fishers tonight. Brandon, what have we learned? Just a heartbreaking development.
Yeah, Jenny, good evening to you. We're standing right outside of the Fishers Police Department where we got that tragic update from city leaders, from law enforcement, that Hailey Buzbee, they believe that she's not coming home, that she died. And this is not what they were hoping would be the outcome of this, but we will certainly give you as much information as we know based off of what they told us here in the press conference. We want to show you a picture of the suspect, the person who they believe is responsible for this. This is 39-year-old Tyler Thomas of Ohio. This is someone who they believe is the suspect here. We do not usually name suspects until formal charges are filed by prosecutors, but because we have this is a high profile nature to this case. And there was the press conference here. We wanted to make sure that people knew exactly who it was that they believe was responsible here. Evidence was collected here and in Ohio, collected in the home and the car that was driven by Thomas here. And this is really a heartbreaking outcome. That's what the different officials said here as well, really reiterating the point that they will do everything that they can to support the family, who have been posting constantly online, just trying to get answers and doing everything that they can to try to make sure that they did what they could to try to find Hailey ever since she went missing at the beginning of January. The suspect is being held on charges that are unrelated to Hailey Buzbee, and will have a court appearance that is scheduled for February 2nd, so tomorrow. And they do have a reason to believe that Buzbee was at the suspect's house and at a short-term rental in Ohio. So also, police telling us that they believe that the two met via online gaming, an important detail there. And they believe that Buzbee encountered the suspect within days of her being reported missing. So that is the update that we have as of right now. We will continue to give you more information as to exactly what is going on. And also the mayor, he spoke as well, talking about this tragic loss.
And I know that her family is devastated currently, and I'm confident that our community will rally in the coming hours, days, and weeks to stand with that family in their grief and share in the burden of mending and healing from this tragic loss.
And that was Fishers Mayor Scott Fadness speaking about the tragic update here at the police department. We'll continue to get you more updates as we get them, and we'll be covering more of this throughout the evening. Jenny, back to you.
All right, Brandon, thank you so much. Again, such a devastating update out of Fishers. Want to kind of give you again a look at those details. So Buzbee was originally believed to have run away from her home in Fishers January 5th. Police later say she got in the car with somebody, was believed to be in danger. Now, again, police say they believe 39-year-old Tyler Thomas from Ohio was the person who took her. Fishers police say that evidence shows it and say that he admitted to picking her up from her Fishers neighborhood. Again, the two met, as Brandon mentioned, police say through online gaming. Police say they searched his home, his car, and they determined he took her to Ohio, both at his home and at a short-term rental in Hocking County, Ohio, which is in the southern part of the state. His home is in Columbus, Ohio. He is now in custody. He's being held at the Franklin County, Ohio jail without bond. Again, prosecutors have not charged him with Hailey's disappearance. He's being held without bond on 2 other felonies, pandering obscenity and tampering with evidence. So major development in this case. Police also saying that they're providing counseling not only to Hailey's family, but also they'll provide counseling to students at HSE where she attended as they try and grapple with this loss. We will, of course, share more details with you throughout the night on WTHR.com and here on WTHR Plus.
Super sad. I'm going to show just one more video, 1 second. Sasuke, I saw that's very sad. I did see Sherry Shepherd was canceled. We was kind of talking about it before we started this live.
You turned your client in over the weekend. Can you kind of explain how that came about?
Yes. So on Friday, Kate and Maya and I and one other staff member became involved in this case. After we learned about the details, we had to make a bunch of critical, time-sensitive decisions, and we collectively decided that contacting the FBI was the way to go. So we made that call around 2 or 3, and regrettably, due to maybe some administrative circumstances, we were not actually able to speak to an agent until Friday evening. Friday evening we got together with representatives from the FBI, and then we made arrangements to meet on Saturday. This is all at our client's request to fully cooperate with bringing closure as quickly as possible to this extraordinarily unfortunate situation. So we then reconvened Saturday morning. We met at our office with our client. We then received a call from Detective Feder and Sergeant Leroy from CPD Homicide. They requested that we meet them at the Columbus Police Department, which we did. At that meeting, present not only was our client and representatives from law enforcement, but also a representative from the Hocking County Prosecutor's Office. And so we were all working towards one common goal, and that was, as I said earlier, bringing closure for the family as quickly as possible. Our client insisted upon that, and that's precisely what we did. To that end, at our client's insistence, we assisted law enforcement Saturday afternoon and later Sunday, and that goal has now been met of bringing complete closure, at least with respect to this stage of the investigation, for everybody involved, but most important, the family of Ms. Buzbee.
Are you saying she's been recovered?
I'm saying that, yes. And again, it's impossible to understate the tragic nature of this circumstance. And again, I want to emphasize, and not being gratuitous, but our client had every right in the world to keep his mouth shut and not participate and let whatever chips there were fall where they may. He did precisely the opposite. He's been cooperative to the extent that he's been able, and that cooperation has been fruitful. So I can tell you that yesterday, and you're already aware because you've done your homework with respect to the furlough order that went on, we accompanied law enforcement and the FBI to Perry County, and we assisted with pinpointing the location of Ms. Buzbee. And so, in speaking with Prosecutor Rugg, who is the Perry County prosecutor, mercifully they were able to work through the evening with BCI at the helm and have, we believe, recovered Ms. Buzbee's body.
Will he be charged with homicide in Perry or Hocking County?
We anticipate that charges in that regard will come from Hocking County.
Do you know when?
We don't. As you can imagine, intelligent journalists that you are, these charges here, were agreed upon, and they're, I don't want to call them a placeholder, but he's not going to make bond, so nobody's trying to rush anything. I mean, there's some procedural considerations for all parties at play, but right now everybody has time to take a breath and move ahead accordingly.
I know you've got your client's best interest at heart.
Always.
Did he explain why?
So I know you have to ask that question, and you know what my answer is, having worked with us for many years. I can't divulge client confidences, nor would I. I can certainly tell you that there's a difference between being responsible for certain acts of which one is not proud, and also distinguishing from taking another's life. I can tell you that he will be entering a not guilty plea if and when he's charged with a homicide in this matter, and will proceed accordingly. But again, at this juncture, all I can emphasize is his complete and unfettered cooperation with respect to locating the remains, and also reemphasize the collective work that was done with our office, with everybody's help, and with law enforcement's assistance to bring much needed closure to the Buzbee family in Indiana.
I know you obviously represent Mr. Thomas, but your thoughts for the Buzbee family right now?
It's hard to put into words. Oftentimes, the perception of the public is that just because you're a strong advocate for those that are accused, that you don't have any amount of empathy for what a family is going through. I can assure you that my colleagues and I are not of that mindset. We, and this is going to sound gratuitous, but we grieve for this tragic loss of life, and we grieve for the circumstances attendant to this loss, and that's why we, along with our client, took every difficult step necessary to assist. There is certainly a school of thought from a defense perspective. You just shut up and keep your mouth shut and do nothing, and just let law enforcement spend how many ever hundreds or thousands of man hours and woman hours it would have taken to locate Ms. Buzbee. We chose to do just the opposite. And I would submit that it's easy to say, oh, our thoughts and prayers and all that trite BS. We preferred in this case to let our actions do the talking. So you can imagine the
I had to pause it for a minute. He should have left the girl with the blonde hair home because she doesn't have the right facial expressions. And you could tell the one with the black hair is feeling probably sick to her stomach, knowing what their client did to the young lady. The girl with the blonde hair should have stayed home. That's just my opinion. We'll talk about it in a minute. And he's acting like his client is such a stand-up person because he told them where to find the body. He's still trash.
twisting that Kate and Maya and everybody else in our office went through. Like, do we take these steps? Is it going to be complicated later on when these most serious murder charges are filed? Our client said, you take whatever steps are necessary to bring closure to this aspect of the case. And so I believe that those actions illustrate just how deeply committed we are to doing everything within our power to help the Buzbees move forward with the grieving process. So that's where we are.
Do you know where authorities found her? Or
I do.
is that something that you can share?
Yeah, it's in Perry County. I mean, I can tell you that our client, along with Agent Lacey and others from the FBI, took law enforcement to the precise spot so they wouldn't have to needlessly waste time and energy seeking the proverbial, needle in a haystack. We short-circuited that process deliberately and helped move this along yesterday afternoon.
Did your client tell you why he was involved with
Again,
girl?
these are I understand these are important questions for you, but I wouldn't answer that. It's bad. I'm not trying to be shitty, but I mean, it's a good question, but one I can't answer.
Anything else you want to add, Sam?
No, I think you've asked good questions. And again, we just we're committed to moving this portion of the investigation along as quickly as possible.
So what happens now?
Well, there are still some ongoing details and leads that are being pursued very diligently by Sergeant Leroy and other members of the Columbus Division of Police. They're working incredibly diligently to bring further closure. And that's, as you would say in your business, a developing story. So that's all I know.
Super, super sad. Super sad. Let me just share one more time. So missing Indiana teen Hailey Buzbee, believed dead, a man she met while gaming online, arrested. So she's no longer believed dead. She is dead, unfortunately. Such a beautiful girl. May she rest in peace, and condolences to her family. An Ohio man has been arrested in the disappearance of 17-year-old Hailey Buzbee, who is believed to be dead after she went missing from her Indiana home nearly a month ago, according to police. After extensive investigation, revealed that Hailey is deceased. Fishers Mayor Scott Fadness said at a Sunday, February the 1st news conference where he was joined by Fishers police and FBI. Detectives identified 39-year-old Taylor Thomas of Columbus, Ohio, as the suspect in the case when they learned his car had been spotted in Hailey's neighborhood in Fishers at the night she had gone missing, according to the Fishers Police Department Chief Ed Gerhardt. Thomas and Buzbee had met while gaming online, Gerber said at a news conference. Thomas is in police custody in Ohio on charges associated with this case, but has not been charged with murder at this time, the police said. During Thomas' initial court appearance Monday, February 2nd, his defense attorney, Samuel, said that Thomas brought authorities to Buzbee remains, which were found in Perry County the evening of February the 1st, reported by the news. Perry is about a 50-mile drive southwest from Columbus. In response to an inquiry from Us Weekly regarding Buzbee's remains, the Fisher Police Department said on February 2nd that the agency is no longer the lead agency on the case and referred inquiries to FBI Indianapolis. Buzbee was last seen at her home the night of February 5th, police said. Us previously reported her parents told investigators that she had left overnight, according to Gerhardt. Using technology, our detectives identified Thomas as the suspect she had left with, he said. Authorities ultimately located Thomas in Ohio, where he admitted picking Hailey up at her home. He added, Thomas claimed to have dropped Buzbee off on the side of the road in Western Ohio, according to the FBI, who said that the investigation ultimately revealed his claim was a lie. Authorities found evidence that Buzbee had been at Thomas' home in Columbus, as well as a short-term rental in Hocking County executing search warrants at both locations, he said. Buzbee is believed to have died within a few days after she was picked up by him. Thomas was initially booked in jail on a charge of tampering with evidence in Franklin County, Ohio, on Saturday, January 31st, according to jail records. He's also charged with another felony, pandering obscenity, he said. Jail records show that the pandering charge relates to sexually oriented matter involving a minor. The investigation into Buzbee's disappearance had continued in Ohio. He's done now. I just want you to know they met Gaiman. They was looking for her for a long time. They was hoping that she was still alive, and it's sad now that they found out that she is no longer alive. Savannah, your thoughts?
It's just the beginning of the year, and I know this isn't the first story of a beautiful teen that, and I don't know what it is with this generation. That they're so they blindly trust strangers and connect with strangers in a way that is unfortunately it leads to their demise. I saw this over the weekend, because they were talking about the family trying to do a Hailey's Law, where there is a pink alert for endangered teenagers, but so that when there is, because she doesn't qualify for an amber alert because of her age, and a silver alert again because of her age. So a pink alert would be that there's an endangered runaway teenager in the area. But what I liked about Hailey's Law, if it gets enough signature and attention, is that they're wanting some type of education in high schools for online grooming of these predators. And which that's what piqued my attention about Hailey's Law. Unfortunately, these platforms, these websites, these apps, they are protected by Section 230, which is the Communications Decency Act. And so the family can't go after whatever platform that they had met on, because they are not civilly liable for any type of, and that's why these tech oligarchs and giants such as Elon Musk and what's his name, Zuckerberg, and all of them in Silicon Valley, they give this, they have a lot of lobbyists here in DC, and they give a lot of money to government because they do not want Section 230 overturned, where they're not liable, whether it is as something as bad as unaliving or hate speech, defamation, all this other stuff. The only thing that they can come for them, Section 230 doesn't cover, is S trafficking. If there's some proven S trafficking under Section 230, which Craigslist a few years ago was in trouble because of that, and some agencies did get in trouble for having S trafficking on Craigslist. what gets me about this story, Diva, is he's still not charged with M. He's just charged with essaying, tampering, all these lower charges, but he's not charged with M, even though that he took them to where her physical remains were. But they have not, they're supposed to, I think, if not tomorrow, uh, give a timeline of what happened, how long she has been deceased,
Wow.
and the why the FBI took so long to get involved, where the FBI had a tactical unit to tackle as trafficking and criminal acts against young children, young adults. And they used to have a team of over 300. Currently, they're operating under 50 agents that cover the whole United States when it comes to these stories. And it's unfortunate that a minor could be missing like this young lady since the 5th, and then they didn't really get to her till about 9 days later.
Yeah.
They weren't, and all the local law enforcement, and they were able to get this, the connection with this guy rather quickly because there were footprints in the social media and in the whatever platform that they were using to connect. They were able to follow and find this guy, but he initially said that he had dropped her off on the side of a highway because they got into an argument or whatever, and they quickly found out that that was a lie. I don't know what it is, especially with our young girls, what we have to instill in them, what we're working. But this grooming by these predators, this man was twice her age.
Mm.
I don't know what it is, Diva, but I really like that something that we talk to our girls, especially our girls, while they're in high school, and get them to recognize the hidden dangers that are out there. I think that's going to be a good outcome of Haley's Law, and I will support it because we're only in that this happened in January, the beginning of the year, and I can just imagine, and I don't want to imagine how many more of these horror stories against our girls, our younger adults are going to come up throughout the year.
Super sad. Julius, your thoughts?
His charges need to be upgraded.
Mm.
And I feel like it's the same old talk. Oh, he's participating. He's cooperating. He's giving us information. Nah, my around the way hood rat brain is telling me nah. BS. He on the live somebody. Upgrade his charges and put his behind underneath the jail. I don't care if he's a cooperating witness. Put his behind underneath the jail.
Mm. Katrina, your thoughts?
Yeah, Diva, I'm still trying to figure out why he said they're going to plead not guilty. Like, did he give her something? She took something and she OD'd or something? I mean, what was the cause of her unaliving? And another thing, I don't know why. I mean, people meet people the way they want to meet people. But anybody can tell you anything over the internet. They can say they the richest thing in the world. You don't know that for sure. And you fall for it. How many times have we seen these people getting followed for this type of schemes from meeting these people over the internet? Then they end up they being chopped up somewhere. If you want to meet somebody, meet them face to face. Go out, go to the clubs, go to a coffee shop, go to Walmart. That's where he always be at. Go to the mall, go somewhere else. Do stop meeting these people online because you don't know who you're talking to, and a lot of them will try to date a black woman or a brown skinned woman just to unalive them. I've seen that happen. You just got to know what you're doing because these people on the internet are liars. You don't know where they coming from, what the background is, and Savannah said, look how old he was. And you leave in your house and you ain't got in a car with Satan. Your best bet, you should have stayed at home. Condolences to the family and rest in peace to this young lady. But you were gone for what reason? This is really, really sad. And then that lawyer, that was a bullshit. I'm sorry. That was a bull crap press conference you was sitting there putting on. Well, he was doing this. He showed up with a body else, and we're going to plead not guilty. So he knew he did something wrong because why he went and got a lawyer first. This is crazy. I'm with Julie's on that. Upgrade the charges. Do what you got to, because he's not even being arrested on the charges of her unaliving. He's arrested on something else. They haven't even charged him with this yet. So he said, and the lawyer said he's going to plead not guilty.
Because the lawyer said so the whole thing was they made a deal before he turned himself in and was going to turn over where this young lady was, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they haven't charged him with the M yet. So and the lawyer tried to, I mean, he got a smart lawyer. So
he do.
The lawyer was saying that there's a difference between, I guess, unaliving is something else. Trying to lean towards like, yeah, she might not be here, but that don't mean necessary that he took her life on purpose. And that's why he's going to plead not guilty to unaliving if that's what they charge him with. It's messy.
It's bull crap. That's what it is. Just bull crap. That's exactly what it is. We can't get it no better. It's bull crap. Yeah. I don't want to say the other thing on your show, but it's bull crap.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous. Young ladies, women, men, whoever, stop meeting these folks online. Because like I said, you don't know who you meeting or what you meeting. And you might be here today, but you won't be here tomorrow. Just be careful. I mean, and then they always go for these young girls. I'm like, oh my God, y'all, I mean, I don't even understand what's going on with this generation for real. Like Savannah said, we used to be scared. Our parents used to tell us, don't get candy, don't get in cars with strangers. We was raised up to be scared of stuff like this. But these kids and these people right now, they are fearless. They go out and do this stuff and don't even make it back home. But rest in peace to the young lady and condolences to her family. And that man, I mean, he just needs his tail. What plus your ass is 39 years old. Anyway, Diva, like I said, rest in peace to the family. That's all I got.
Thank you. In my opinion.
So I'm gonna take this from a different angle. The reason why these young people are so trusting is because everything now is ran on the internet. You have dating sites. You got games where they communicate with people that you don't even know who they are. That's the reason why all these kids are being turned from the P-files is because they found easy access. The internet is wide open. And it's not enough parents out here saying, you can't trust the people on the internet. You have to train your kids and then they'll know not to trust everybody. This internet was not meant for you to meet people over it. I don't know how many times we done heard about dating stories gone wrong from these apps, catfishing, all this stuff. They even made shows about it. And people still are not warning their children to not talk to strangers on the internet. Don't give out your personal information on the internet. Don't pass pictures on the internet. These people do this on a daily basis. People like this target young people that are young and think with a stupid mind. And no, I'm not calling nobody stupid. I'm just saying when you're young, you think stupidly. You're not accurately aware. They prey on the young. It's our job as parents and people, adults who have got a great mind to tell these kids to stop trusting every Tom, Dick, and Harry over the internet. You don't even know who you're dealing with. Quit giving out your information and quit trying to meet people on the internet. If you can't meet face to face, then you don't need to be talking to them. 9 times out of 10, the person that they showing you on the internet ain't them. I'm pretty sure this man probably put himself like he was a teenager just like her. The situations is never going to change if we don't change our mentality and teach the kids now to stop trusting the internet. Everything is ran over this internet, and it's really sad that they've turned this internet into something that you should be fearful of.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's very sad. Thank you, in my opinion. Wayne, your thoughts?
You know, condolences to that young lady's family. It's unfortunate that happened. There's something called due process. I hope they have a good prosecutor that's able to convict this man if all the stuff is true. But you can't be mad at this lawyer for him not getting in his feelings and just giving his facts that he knows that he got a good lawyer. I don't know if it's a public defender, if he paid him, but this is what your lawyer's supposed to do. He represented his client. So I'm not, I don't know a lot about this case other than what I heard tonight, but it's due process. You can't be mad. The man ain't been convicted. He ain't been before a jury. But this is how you handle business. This is how a lawyer handles business. That's it.
No, I do agree with you. And he knew how to run that press conference. He know how to speak. He told him, listen, I'm not being mean, but I can't answer that question, so forth and so on. No, the lawyer definitely standing on business. Definitely standing on business. But I will say the girl in the black hair, she handled herself well, if you ask me. The girl with the blonde hair, he needed to leave her home because she couldn't keep her face together. She wasn't showing empathy. And like he said, as a lawyer, I got to do my job, but that's not saying I don't feel for what happened to this young lady. Very sad. I'm going to stay connected to this story and see what they actually end up charging him with and how it goes. I'm going to go ahead and roll into our last story. And our last story is a dad that unfortunately lost his life at the hands of his baby mother's boyfriend. So dad stabbed to death in front of 3 young kids while teaching them to ride bikes. Authorities said a video of the alleged stabbing shows the victims, 3 small children, can be seen trying to break up the fight. That is the young man that lost his life. So a New Jersey father was stabbed to death in an alleged attack his family says happened while he was teaching his 3 young boys how to ride bikes. The Mercer County Prosecutor Office announced charges at the Devon Holloman, who they say stabbed father Jimmy Chase to death during the altercation. Chase is the father of Holloman's girlfriend's children, according to Mercer County authorities. A New Jersey family is devastated that the father was attacked and killed while outside teaching his 3 young children how to ride bikes earlier this month. The Mercer County Prosecutor's Office detailed the deadly January 8th incident that allegedly played out in front of the victim's kids, while announcing charges Wednesday against the suspect, Devin Holloman. Holloman, 35, has been charged with first-degree murder, 3rd and 4th degree weapon offenses, and 3 counts of endangering the welfare of a child in the 3rd degree, the prosecutor's office said. Authorities allege Holloman was involved in a physical altercation with the victim's 40-year-old Jimmy Chase, who officials say is the father of Holloman's girlfriend's children. Most of the altercation was captured on a cell phone video, and his 3 small children can be seen trying to break up the fight, the Mercer County Prosecutor's Office said. It's so sad. Chase's sister, Latoya Chase, called the alleged incident senseless in a GoFundMe she set up to help her brother's family, adding that the father of the 3 was in the middle of teaching his kids how to ride bicycles when Holloman allegedly attacked him. While outside teaching his 3 sons how to ride their bikes, Jimmy was attacked, the victim's sisters wrote. This senseless act has left our family devastated and his children without their loving father. The victim's sister added that her brother was a good man who played a major role in our community. The Mercer County Prosecutor's Office said Holloman was arrested and charged on January 22nd. Official says the investigation is ongoing. As of this week, Holloman remains in custody. Super sad. They started a GoFundMe. They just want $13,000 probably to bury him. Hold on one second. I'm going to share the screen. And so far, out of the 13, they raised 11,000, so they got a good amount of donations. And then she just tells the story here. On Thursday, January 8, 2026, my brother Jimmy Chase was tragically taken from us. While outside teaching his 3 sons how to ride their bikes, Jimmy was attacked and murdered in front of them by the boyfriend of their mother. The Census Act has left our family devastated and his children without their loving father. Jimmy was a good man who played a major role in our community. He was always there to help a lending hand, and his kindness touched everyone who met him. His loss is felt deeply by who knew him, and the pain of his absence is immeasurable. Jimmy's greatest joy was being a father, and he worked hard to provide a safe and loving environment for his boys. We are asking for support to help cover funeral expenses and to provide for Jimmy's children's future and education. Any contribution, no matter the size, will make a difference in their family lives as they navigate this difficult time. Thank you to everyone for supporting our family and for loving my brother. We are truly grateful for that outpouring of love and kindness. The thing is, they're only asking for 13, but about 10 grand is a funeral right there. But may he rest in peace. Super sad. Savannah, your thoughts?
What's missing from the story is the role of the mom, the his ex-partner, wife, or whatever. I'm just trying to figure out like what was her role in this. Why was the boyfriend around? Was there any type of altercation between them? There's some gaps in the story that I'm missing. Because we're talking about he in a short amount of time, because this just happened a week or so ago, and he was out teaching his young children how to ride a bike. How long has this man been dating their mom, the mom? It's one of the things I talk to even my own daughter about. When you start dating again, there should be a slow, gradual introduction to your children and basically into your family and your circle, because you don't know who this person is. Is this person unhinged? Did he obviously did he have a record? I mean, and how did he unalive the dad? I didn't catch that. Was it a pow? Like how do you,
No,
and
it was a
in
night.
front of the children?
It was a night.
So it wasn't okay. So I just have so many questions in this story, but in a lot of them is where the mother has to answer why she brought this monster around her family and her children.
Yeah, super sad. Julius, your thoughts?
Ooh, this speaks to adults that shouldn't be with other adults that have children. To me, this reeks of jealousy, a primal mark of territory. I'm glad that man is still in jail. He needs to be. And now I'm going to turn it to the lady in this equation. Ma'am, what did you do to try to de escalate tensions? What did you do to make sure everything was running smoothly to your kids? And knowing that he was a hothead, why did you have him around your kids in the first place? Now I wanna give my heartfelt condolences on the deceased. I want to give my condolences to his family. But something in the water isn't all the way clean when it comes to this lady. I believe she had a role in this. Because if you knew that the father of your children will be outside teaching his sons to ride a bike, and your current partner chose that time to struck, sorry, honey, I'm giving you the side eye.
Thank you. Katrina, your thoughts?
Yeah, Diva. I don't know if these people had an interaction before, because at this point he didn't come just to fight, to swear up. He came to take you out. Because if he was just coming to fight, he wouldn't have brought no knife with him to make sure that you was cannot be around again. And to do it in front of these children means that he didn't give a darn about her or the kids. Because no way, if you love somebody, that you would do any type of harm in front of them children, that they had to see this. So you didn't care about you didn't care about none of them, basically. But the thing of it is, you didn't just come there to fight. You came there to take that man out. Because I don't know if the man beat you up before, and you know you couldn't beat him, y'all swear up again, because you didn't come there empty handed. You came there with a weapon. So maybe the man had knocked him out a couple of times, and he know he can't beat him. So he came there to do what he had to do. Because like I just said, you didn't come there just to fight him. You came there to unalive him. You wanted him out the picture. And now he's out the picture and you out the picture. And the kids is gonna be devastated because they gonna probably need counseling. They probably gonna need therapy. They probably gonna need everything because they sitting up here seeing their father dying after trying to teach them how to ride a bicycle. They might not even want to get on a bicycle anymore. They might have PTSD. This is so sad on so many levels. I don't know what a woman is, the mom, whatever. I'm not gonna say that she did something wrong because I don't know her situation, so I'm not gonna put this on her. But what will put on her is, girl, do you know you have no idea who you got yourself involved with? That's what I'm going to put on her because we don't know what happened in the relationship to make this fool go out here and do what he did because we don't have the backstory. We only going by this story. And like I said, he didn't come there just to fight him. He came there to take him out. He came there to take him out because if you kids came there to fight me, you wouldn't have brought a weapon. You wanted this man gone. And condolences to his family. And you know, we ask people for GoFundMe's and all that, and I know a lot of people can't afford insurance. But what if you didn't raise this money from GoFundMe? How you was gonna bury him then? It's sad. You need to get your people need to get their life insurance and stuff in order because you never know what's gonna happen. You can walk out the door today and you can be gone. Then your family members got to worry about how they're gonna bury you. But anyway, condolences to his family. I'm sorry for the kids because they're gonna need therapy out of this world. But I pray that their heart is light because I'm quite sure they probably seeing this in their sleep. But anyway, that's all I got, Diva.
Thank you. In my opinion, your thoughts?
Um, so I'm coming at this a different way too. Um, First of all, you got to be a coward
Mm,
to strike a man with no weapon that's with his kids.
mm,
You won't even do it fair. You got to be a coward. To the family, I know this is gonna be a hard pill to swallow. We talk all the time about men not stepping in and taking care of their kids after the relationship is over. And I'm guaranteeing you, it's a lot of men looking at this story right here and saying, this is why.
mm.
This is when we need to hold the women accountable. Because if you have somebody that's around your kids that can do this to somebody who's not even targeting them, they're with their kids, has nothing to do with you, then what were you doing? Where were your antennas? What if this had been you when you were playing with your kids and he came up on you and your life could have been gone? To know that this man was willing to do this in front of these kids, I cannot even imagine what kind of monster you are. I really don't want to say what kind of woman, but I'm telling you, when you lay up with dogs, you get up with fleas.
Mm.
And this is a dog on the lowest realm. We have to be careful who we have our kids around. Your kids should not meet everybody you call yourself dating. The only time your kids should meet it is when y'all serious and it's about to be a ring in place. And that's only to see how they react with your kids. I'm so tired of people putting people in situations where it can get dangerous, because this man came here to teach his kids how to ride a bike and he never made it back home. That's a hard pill for his family to swallow. And while he was doing the right thing, he lost his life because this woman decided to have a dog at her house. I really seriously hope that these women wake up and stop doing dangerous things and putting their kids in situations that they shouldn't be in.
I appreciate you. Story is super sad to me. It's just reminding me of the dentist and his wife who the ex came and took their lives. It's reminding me of Ramika Blackman, where the new girlfriend took her life. It's just so many situations like this, and it's getting incredibly sad. But that is exactly why, like you said, in my opinion, some people like, I'm just not going to be involved. Because it's like, the thing is too, you have to watch, and if we speak it to the woman tonight to go on your thing, in my opinion, you have to watch what you sitting around telling your new man about your ex, especially when you got kids with this person. It's almost like to me, it was like Quad on I know many people don't watch this, Married to Medicine. She was hyping King up to say things about Greg, and it just intensified the moments when those two was in a room together. You don't do that. If you're done with the person, be done with them. Let it go. And especially when you have children with the person, your ex, why would you want to incite hateful conversation with your new mate? It's just a deadly thing to do. May his father rest in peace. May his 3 sons, because they was trying to break up the fight, may they just, their minds be settled and they not grow up wondering like, could we have done something more to save our father? Listen, guys, chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. Everybody, thanks for watching. Y'all know the routine. Hit the like button. If you didn't hit it on the way in, hit it on the way out. Good night and goodbye, everybody. Choo, choo.
Choo, choo, choo.